This conference will now be recorded.
After learning dynamics, what we are going to do, what is our role, what kind of role that we play in various type of job, okay, jobs. So those things we will understand today, basically. Okay. So let's start with who we are. So we are NexGen IT Solutions. We have started Dynamics training around 2008-9 season. We started training. I was with NexGen IT Solutions since then. More than 17 years, we are providing training in Dynamics. So basically, I am related to functional area. I will take care of functional trainings in Dynamics. When I say functional trainings, you'll understand what is functional training and technical training. But for now, I'll just try to understand. I am a functional trainer. I'll provide you training in finance, supply chain area. Okay. So we handled more than 1,000 batches in the training. At that time before Corona, it was completely classroom trainings. We were into classroom training basically in the morning hours. I used to take classroom trainings, and then later after Corona, everything got changed. Even the training style also got changed. We also moved into online and hybrid model trainings. And the trainings that we offer are basically finance. In the functional area, we offer finance and operations. When I say operations, the major SCM, supply chain management area. And also another faculty will take care about the technical trainings if someone wants to learn technical of D365, they can go and learn the technical area. So anyway, I talked about me. So let's try to understand what is Dynamics 365 F&O. So the Dynamics 365 F&O is a naming convention, a product name. Like every product has their own names, right? Or Dynamics also, uh, it's a given name by Microsoft. Okay, so there is a big story for that naming also, for that name also. So every ERP or every software or every tool will have its own name. Like MS Office. MS Office nowadays it is M365 Office O365, sir. O365 Office 365. Okay. So something like that, Microsoft has giving names like 365 as extended name, and Dynamics is the product uh, wing, I would say. Okay, Dynamics Suite is a product wing in which F&O is one of the platform that they have. Like in Dynamics Suite, they have multiple products. One is F&O, which is a major ERP application from the Microsoft. The other ones are Microsoft Business Central, Dynamics Business Central, Dynamics Power Platform, Dynamics CE, Dynamics Great Plains. Different products are there. Some might you already heard, some might not be well known, but that's what they all their business applications basically they named it as Dynamics products. Okay, so let's learn from scratch, learning from what is ERP in dynamic side. You might have, some of you might know what is ERP, that extent may not be required, but some of you might not know. That's the reason this slide is all about. So ERP is basically an enterprise resource planning which helps the business to do their resource planning and to minimize their losses and appropriately plan their resources. It may not be a software application basically. It could be a software application, it could be non-software planning also, but whatever the software applications developed under that suite, they call it as ERP applications. Okay. Basically, any tool or any application that helps them in planning the resources is a basically an ERP application. So our Dynamics F&O also helps businesses, any kind of businesses in planning the resources. That resource could be anything: manpower, machine, material, money, any kind of resources. To plan companies' resources, this kind of softwares will help. Therefore, we call those as ERP applications. In this ERP application suites, we have many. Okay, not only Microsoft released ERP application, so many other software making companies or software development companies are developed and released and developing also ERP applications. Those are like, you have SAP application, you have Oracle, you have other ERPs also there in the market. Okay. Majorly, the in the competitive market, the major market is between SAP, Oracle, E365 F&O, and some extent in some countries Sage ERP is also there. Okay, Workday some extent. They also enhanced their wings into full ERP side. They started from the HR area. So like that, we have multiple products within the ERP range. Okay. So when we have multiple products in the ERP area, why we should learn, or what is the speciality of Dynamics F&O? Why we should learn F&O? What is the reason? So to understand why should we learn F&O, you should know what is Dynamics, right? So I'll try to cover what is Dynamics, what is the speciality of Dynamics, okay, and what way it helps us to get jobs, those who are looking for job seekers, jobs, and those who are looking for betterment in job, those who want to learn and do their deliveries in a better way. So I'll help you out on understanding the D365. So our product is D365 F&O. Some areas or some people, they are calling it as D365 F and SCM. Okay, SCM means supply chain management. Operations and supply chain management one and the same. As such, Microsoft given name is F and O. So what it is? It is a modern ERP application. It's ERP application, typical ERP application, sir. Okay. So this helps in resource planning in a company, basically. And it is hosted in cloud. It's a cloud first ERP. They Microsoft planned the ERP in the cloud. So what is the advantage with the cloud? So the companies which implement Dynamics, they need not to invest in infrastructure, servers, etc., etc. They no need to install any servers, any networks, anything, nothing. Plug and play. They simply log into their systems, ERP application from anywhere, from any place. Only thing they need to have a device to log in, maybe mobile device or maybe their laptops. They can log in and work. So that's the advantage of having an ERP in a cloud. So they do that's a cloud first ERP. And then when the modern era, only the ERP is not sufficient for any company. They will have various dynamic suites. Need not only dynamic suites. Any business, if you take, they do not suffice by planning only their resources. They by implementing only ERP applications. They need to have multiple systems that handles their business operations. For example, if they want to do some kind of customer relationship management, so ERP is not sufficient to do customer relationship management. So what they do, they have to have another application or software called customer relationship management. They need to implement, and that need to closely connect with Dynamics F&O. Otherwise, it's a problem for them. If system is not connected, decentralized systems also won't work for any company. So any tool that they are working, in other words, need to connect this is with the ERP system, because ERP is always a back-end heavy load application. Front-end systems could be different systems, not need to be connected. That like your CRM, like your payroll systems, like your any other applications. Okay, tax application, whether you say uh, invoice scanning applications, whether you say any kind of software that they use for the running their business, need to be connected with F&O. So this is easily connectable system, inbuilt Azure Logic Apps, well connected to Azure Logic Apps, which act as a middleware to connect with any of the other systems that the companies will maintain. That is point number one. Point number two, within Dynamics Suite itself, Microsoft not only developed ERP, they have other platforms as well. For example, Microsoft Dynamics Customer Engagement or CRM system, Power Platform system, other systems, Microsoft Office, Microsoft other systems also need to be well connected with F&O. So this is the best suitable ERP for many companies because it's well connects other systems. Easily they can do establish integration with other systems and use the Dynamics applications. So that's an advantage having Dynamics for any company. And you might have heard recently that AI era. This is AI era or AI uh, uh, age, I would say. So we have to implement AI in everywhere, even in ERP. Also, companies expect AI because they don't want to waste their time, resources, time in pulling some reports, analytical work, any kind of analytical work the companies wants to do. They don't want to the resources wasting time in there over there. So what they have to do? So they have to bring in, I mean, we have to bring in AI related or copilot enabled AI or copilot is again a naming convention from Microsoft. Okay, AI is general word. Copilot features we need to bring in to help enterprises to do analytical work on behalf of the human resources. So such kind of AI tools are AI based or copilot enabled within Dynamics F&O, which helps manpower or end user companies in a better way for analysis of their reports or analysis of their data. So this is all about Dynamics F&O, and then let's have quickly on Dynamics. This is just history. I don't want to waste much time on this, but try to understand what is the evolution of D365. It started way back in 1990s by not by Microsoft, definitely. It is started the the product itself is started from a Denmark based company, Damagard, and then they later named it as Accepta. Accepta was the original name, and the first release was in 1998, and then they sold it to Navision. The that entire company itself sold it to Navision. Then they named it as Navision Accepta, and then in 2002, Microsoft acquired this Navision, and Microsoft got this Accepta also into their products wing. Because when a company is acquired, definitely they need to take the products which are running with that company, right? So Microsoft took over this product, and they continued the naming convention as Accepta, but they have added additional name as Microsoft Dynamics Accepta. And then they released a version 3, the little new version. From then I started working actually. Okay, the version V3, version 3 was the version I started working. Then they released version 4. So sorry for the years, not 22. It is 2002, 2004, not 22, 24. Okay. So V4 got started. V4 was released in 2004, and then in 2008 renamed it as AX 2009. The accept of full name was reduced to AX 2009, and then they again released another version, version 6, AX 2012, and in 2017 the current naming convention, Microsoft Dynamics T365 or Dynamics 365 F&O, they released. In F&O also, first they have not released a cloud version. Up to D365 F&O, before that, all the versions are on-premises versions. When I say on-premises, cloud was not that extent developed prior to 2017. So that released on-premises versions. That means they sell the application. The companies need to install into their servers. They maintain their servers, they maintain their networking, everything their responsibility. In 2017, they released a full cloud version. From then, companies' life made easy. They need not to maintain any servers, anything for that matter. Everything is cloud hosted. They can just plug and play it, just log in and do their work. So that's the way it has been released in 2017. Prior to that is it was on premises, and then later the release plan is completely changed by Microsoft. When I say release plan is completely changed, they are not releasing like yearly versions or versions like once in year, once in 2 years. Continuous development is being in progress. Continuously, Microsoft is releasing new updates, new versions for every 2 months. Every 2 months, new development, whatever they do, new modules, that new functionality that they develop, new modules that they develop, new bug fixes that they fix, they'll release in every 2 months. Every 2 months. So every company, those who are running on Dynamics 365, need to upgrade or update their application for every 2 months. Like all your applications, how you are getting your even your mobile apps also, you are getting updated every time, right? So this Dynamics also, though it is ERP, big sized ERP, the versions release is always based on your 2 months release. They have to upgrade. So this is all about Dynamics F&O history. Now, why we should learn? Okay, you told what is Dynamics, you told what is the history of Dynamics. Why we should learn Dynamics? What is the advantage of learning Dynamics? What I will do after learning? Okay, so there are two things here. When you raise your question, why we should learn it, two things. One is, first and foremost, the people who look or who seek a job career in IT. Okay, those who are working already in domain, those who are working as some kind of experience, those who have in the area of finance, in the area of accounting or operations, warehouse management, etc., etc. Those who have experience there, those are all traditional, conventional jobs that you have done, where the in India at least we have the salary variations are there when you do conventional jobs and the IT jobs. Definitely salary variations are there. Those who want to shift themselves to IT career, this is one of the best platforms. You can choose, you can learn, and you can check your luck in IT. So many of the students who learn D365, they are from the background, from conventional background, conventional experience, and moved into IT career. That is the point number one. So this helps, after learning, this helps you to gain or get good career in IT, so that you will be treated as an IT consultant and you will have a good salary, or you will have a good financial support when you do IT job. That is point number one. Point number two, those who are already in IT, they are doing some technical work. I mean, the technical consultants are there, those who are doing some kind of programming, coding, and they want to move into functional side, or they want to learn D365 some extent, what is there in the background as the overall end to end, how it covers, what is that application covers, want to gain knowledge on that, can go and learn the D360 application. Okay. So basically it enhance your skill set in understanding ERP application, in what way that helps the businesses, and in what way that helps indirectly, directly that helps your growth in your career. Whether you want to shift from one domain to another domain in IT by learning this possible. Whether you are in the same domain, you enhance your skill set is possible. So that helps the the people who are already in IT career but wants to improvise their skill set, wants to improvise their uh, knowledge in wide areas, then they can go and learn this application. Okay. Then who are eligible? Basically, we, as I was telling about the ERP, as a ERP as such, you may not learn entire ERP in short span of time because this subject is very vast. ERP subject is always very vast. Learning in short span of time, learning entire application is almost impossible unless you put lot of efforts. Okay, I'm not saying impossible, but it is very uh, time consuming and very difficult to learn. Okay, so you have to learn piecewise. When I say piecewise, in ERP also, when you do implementation to customer, when you do delivery of ERP to customers, you will not deliver entire application, or you may, even though the delivery is for entire application, but your piece of work is limited. Some consultants may work in finance area to deliver the financial solution. Some consultants will work in operations area to deliver some solution in the operations like purchase, sales, warehouse management, transport management, etc. etc. So you have to choose based on your experience, based on your interest, based on your qualification. You have to choose which is the best for me. If you choose, if you have some example, I'll give you. If you have some finance background like BCom, MBA, etc., etc., and you have some finance domain experience, like you worked as accountant or you worked as some kind of accounting roles, then it is best to choose the finance functionality or finance area, so that you will easily grab the market, easily understand what is that, and you will easily grab the market to get the job. Okay. And those who are any other degree, okay, general degrees, and wants to be part of IT jobs, then you can choose operations area because that requires just general good knowledge, not specific skill set. So operations area is best suits for those who are holding any other degree, any other bachelor degree. It does not mean that you cannot learn finance. Remember, here you are not learning, or you are not going to act as accountant. You are not going to act as accountant, and it is not accounting job that you are going to do. Non-finance degree holders, non-finance experience holders also can learn finance in F&O and can act as a finance consultant. It need not necessary to hold a finance degree. Holding financial degree an added advantage only. It's just an added advantage, but not mandatory. Many consultants nowadays in the market who are acting as a finance consultant do not hold a finance degree, please. Okay. Need not necessary, because you are treated as IT consultant, software consultant. You are not a accountant. Okay. So even the finance guys also can learn operations area and can start their career. It need not necessarily be to hold a specific degree. Okay. All right. That's about eligibility. And technical side, who are eligible? Here also it's need not necessarily be have only BTech or kind of degree. No. If you have programming knowledge, that is enough. You can learn. Whether that's C++, C Sharp .NET, any kind of programming knowledge that you have, you can easily learn and get into technical consultant area. So these are the some of the glimpse for the question why we should learn. Basically, to summarize, to seek IT job, point number one, to have betterments in your career. That is in summary. Okay, what about job market? Do we have good jobs where I can get jobs? Whether experience required, freshers will get the jobs. All that questions might be there in your mind. Okay, let me try to clarify. Okay, so Microsoft Dynamics F&O, though it is a Microsoft product, but the service is being offered by many IT companies. What do you mean by service? So Microsoft Dynamics F&O is developed or developing by Microsoft, is being developed by Microsoft and can be used by any company for their operational requirements, for their planning requirements. That we already understood. How they use? Is it something they simply install like Office, MS Office installation and can start using? No. That application is not simply usable by any company. They have to implement the application. It's not simply usable application. They have to buy license from Microsoft and get service from implementation service from any of the IT companies which are acting as Microsoft partners for implementation of Dynamics F&O. Which are all Microsoft partners? All major IT companies are Microsoft partners, like your Wipro, Infosys, Accenture, HCL, Hitachi, whatnot. Almost all companies acting as Microsoft partners in implementation of Dynamics F&O for the clients. Okay. So you have job opportunities in all these companies. Those who are acting as Microsoft partner for implementation of D365. So what you will do in those companies? If you are part of Microsoft, your involvement will be most likely your involvement will be in designing a software application like new scenarios of how the new scenarios are emerging from the various business sources and designing of that application being functional, I am telling. And then you need to do testing of the Microsoft Dynamics. So that kind of activities and product support you will do you in Microsoft. But in other companies where you have more opportunities, you will have you will involve in implementation of D365 to the clients. You will get the requirements, you will understand the client requirements, you will map those client requirements in Dynamics and deliver solution to the clients. So the project implementation project will take months to years, depends on the size of the implementation company. It may take months to years to complete the implementation for them. So you will be part of that implementation team in those IT companies, and you will be treated as consultant. And being consultant, you will implement D365 F&O to the clients on behalf of your IT company. Suppose Infosys is doing a project to a client in US. So you will be part of that project on behalf of Infosys. You are Infosys employee, let us say. You will work for Infosys. You will be part of that project. You will implement D365 to the client who is in US or whoever, wherever it is. Okay. So that's why you will act as a consultant in implementation. You have more opportunities in implementation companies, the major Microsoft partners, rather Microsoft has very less opportunities that too you have, that too experienced they will look for, too much experienced. Okay, lot of parameters they will check to take them into the payrolls. That's okay, but other partners will give you more opportunities, and lot of market is open even now. Lot of demands are there for the candidates who has really experience in D365. Okay, another question will raise in your mind that whether definitely experience is required or fresher is also okay. When I talk about experience, there are two types of experience. One is domain experience, another one is IT experience. IT experience is always an added advantage. Similar kind of experience is more added advantage. You will easily grab the jobs. Suppose if you are working on Business Central, if you are working on some other ERP, okay, unknown ERP, a little small ERPs you are working on. You want to move into Dynamics. Easy. Just learn Dynamics, show your expertise in the Dynamics, and show your experience. You are already in IT, you have wanted to move, only the platform shifting you are doing. It's easy for you to shift your platform and get the job. And second type of experience, that is, you have domain experience, you have some kind of accounting or operational experience in a company. You worked as an end user in ERP applications. Could be Dynamics, could be SAP, could be Oracle, or could be any other ERP application. You worked as an end user. So you want to move it into IT side. That is another way of handling. So you have to show your experience. You have to show your learning skills. You need to show your expertise in Dynamics after learning this to grab the jobs. Okay, that is the second kind of experience. So little tough when we compare with people having IT experience for the domain expert. When we compare domain and IT experience people, you have a little tough time when we compare with IT experienced guys. But still opportunities are there. You have opportunities having domain experience. That is the point number two. Point number three is about freshers. We are freshers, we do not have any experience, we have some gap, we just college pass outs. Learning dynamics is really helps us is the question. Okay, for those who came out from college and not got any job and you want to move or shift your career into D365, little more tough time than domain people. Okay, but you have to start your career in small companies. The large sized companies are normally not offering any kind of jobs for the freshers, but you can start with the small companies. There are small companies offering like B2B or some other companies offering jobs for freshers. You can grab that opportunity and start career in the small companies. And then you have to improvise your skill set after joining in a small company and then grab the opportunity. If you talk about my career, I have also started in a small company and now reached to Microsoft. So that's a way. So you have to learn, start in a small company and then grab the market, grab the opportunity and get into good, bigger sized companies. Okay. Now, what is the training? Let's talk about training also some extent. So we provide training. It takes normally two months of time to complete the any one of these areas that you can see on screen, whether it's a financials, operations, technical. Right now, we are not offering training on manufacturing and retail, but anyway, if students joins, we are okay to start with those as well. Okay, any of these will take 2 months each, and each one is a separate course. Okay, we it's not a mix of all. Financials is one course, operations is one course. Course, when I say it's a separate section of training, so you will understand financials and then you will start searching jobs. So to start your career, any one of these is enough. You need not to learn everything, and it is almost impossible in a given time or in a short span of time to learn all this. Not even not even in a year's time you may not learn completeness of these modules, completely these modules. Okay. So it's a online training. Basically, I'll cover through login into GoToMeeting, online training, and then morning hours only. It will be morning hours when I say between 7 8 max before 9 o'clock. The training will be there. Okay, and then let's leave it for questions. Okay.
Hey, Sanjay Nadeem here. Can you just
Yeah.
run through the detailed outline of the
Yeah.
course?
Oh, you want what it covers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So okay. I think that slide is not open. I generally start run through in the second session, but anyway, I'll try to cover it quickly. So when we talk about the finance area, okay. So we will have again in the finance. When I say we will have different modules within the finance area, we have general ledger module, accounts payable, accounts receivable area. We have budgeting and cash and bank management, fixed assets, taxation, of D365, some extent cost accounting, cost management, and inventory, how that linked to F&O finance side. So those are the functional areas that will be covered within finance area. Okay. When I talk about the supply chain area or operations area, you will have inventory management majorly, warehouse management, procurement and sourcing, sales and marketing. So these are the major areas will be covered in the operations area. And retail will have its own functionality, which covers retail area. And manufacturing itself is a big subject. It will have its own manufacturing, production management, master planning. Again, some extent inventory management will be covered in the manufacturing area. All in all, so those four types of courses that are covered will cover everything, the entire ERP application. Okay. So you will, because when you implement D365 F&O for a client, if they implement various sources, various modules or various functionality, you have to have different consultants from the different areas. Finance, few consultants are needed, and operations, few consultants are needed. Manufacturing consultants are needed. If retail operations are also there, then retail consultants are needed. So multiple people comes from the multiple background and will be pulled up into a project and can be formed as a team. Okay. So, so finance has its own set of functionalities covered. So those functionalities, as I said, from general ledger, those are our areas will be covered. Okay. That is the expectation from market also, nothing. So those who has knowledge in the finance modules, basically, the section itself treated as a finance modules section. The set of people, those who have expertised in those modules, will be treated as finance consultant. That will be covered in this classroom session. Okay, got it,
Yeah, I
Adi?
have one question.
Yes, yes, son.
So in these 2 months, we will get covered with finance and operations, right? All together. We are
No, no,
mentioning that.
only finance. That's what I was trying to explain.
Okay, okay,
I
only
mean,
finance.
only one I am saying. Either finance or operations depends on your choosy. You have to choose which is the best for you, as I mentioned. Okay, which is the best based on your experience, which is the best. You choose one of the topic. Okay, either operations or finance, and you join that course.
Okay, now this class covers finance and operations. Only finance.
This session is generalized session. Okay,
Okay,
we have
okay,
both finance and operations both there. First one
okay,
week session, first 1 week session is normally common for anyone. Okay. Yeah, Prasad, you have a
Yes,
question.
yes. Yeah, generally, as a management perspective, finance and operations